I was interested in real estate, but didn't know much about it. And there was a young real estate agent who was about my age around the corner, and he was making in excess of six figures at the time, and this was 26 years ago. And I thought, that's interesting. If he can do that, I think I'll give that a whirl. So I just jumped in blind, both feet, and just did what they told me. They told me to go knock on doors. They told me to put buyers in my car. I just followed direction. And there was 3 or 4 guys at the time who were doing a lot of business, and they had their names on the board repetitively, and I just figured that that's what you had to do. So my 3rd month in the business, I sold, I think, 4 or 5 properties. I didn't think it was any big deal because that's what everybody else was doing, and I just figured that's what you were supposed to do. I was working from early in the morning till very late at night. I had a cubicle which wasn't enough space, so I had all of my stuff piled out into the walkway. In fact, the owner of the company deemed me a fire hazard because all my stuff was out in the middle. And a woman in the office, a real estate agent who was a very good agent, she came over to me and she said, "You need my help." And I was terrified, and I said, "I can't afford you. I don't know how I will pay you. What if I don't make another sale ever again?" And she said, "Let's just do this for 90 days and let's see how it goes." So I hired her on, and in 90 days, we were so busy, we had to hire another person, and then I had to hire another person, and it grew from there. There was a woman, this was in a very affluent area, and she calls me over to the house, and we're sitting there, and she's not giving me the full story, and I can tell she's not giving me the full story. And all of a sudden, there's a car that pulls in the driveway. And it turns out that her husband had day traded, this was in the big day trading days, day traded all their money, basically gambled away their money on stocks online. And she was divorcing him. He didn't know it, and she was going to sell the house. It was only in her name, and do it kind of on the side. Of course, I didn't know all this at the time. So I'm sitting at her kitchen table. A car pulls up. It's in the middle of the day. It was her husband. She wasn't expecting him home. She grabs my briefcase. She throws it in the closet. She hands me a leash and her dog and says, "You're the dog walker." And so there I am walking up and down the street south of the boulevard in a business suit going, what have I gotten myself into? I did list it and sell it. Even after 25 years of doing this, you can never take anything for granted. You can never just assume that somebody's going to list with you because they know you, they've done business with you in the past. You have to have your A game on every time. Selling a home is usually one of the most stressful things that people go through. It usually involves several other life changes at the same time. And to be able to know that I can step in and handle everything, soup to nuts, and alleviate their anxiety and get it done in a manner as if it was my own, that feels good. It feels good to be rewarded with appreciation, with referrals, with having them come back to you again. And a lot of my clients have become my friends. My father told me when I was very young, pick one thing and do it really well. And so I figured that's what I would set out to do. I'm very glad that I got into real estate because there's nowhere else that I know of that I could accomplish what I've been able to accomplish and have the sky be the limit as far as if I'm willing to put in my time and dedication and persistence. There's no other career that can offer what real estate has offered to me.